This setup here shows the DVM in a DTCM. We have removed the lid to show the DVM inside the DTCM. The electronics of the DTCM is behind it, like mounted on a pole. It's a transmitter type housing, and it shows on its display the viscosity, the density and the temperature. Currently this DVM has endodecane at a pressure of around 200 bars, about 3000 psi. We'll show you the complete setup here. This is a high pressure setup which is comprised of a syringe pump, '65D, model '65D from Teledyne, a manual hand pump rated up to 30,000 psi from HIP, a flow loop made of various high temperature and pressure components, a pressure gauge mounted inline, the DVM in the DTCM, and the DVM electronics, and a software running on the PC that can control both the DTCM and the pump. In this demonstration, we are not going to use the DTCM or the software to control the pump. Here I will show you how to change the pressure of the fluid in the DVM at different pressure points and see how the sensor measures these values of density and viscosity. So we will be predominantly watching this blue gauge showing the pressure, currently set to 200 bars, and the DVM electronics showing the viscosity, density and temperature, currently showing 1.5 centipoise and 0.747 gram per cc for endodecane. So I'll start by manually changing the pump. So we'll watch the dial as the pressure goes up to 750 bars, which is approximately 10,000 psi. Currently I have the pump in running mode, so I can change the pressure on the fly. As you see, the pressure stabilizing to 750. Let's go and take a look at how the sensor values are updating on the electronics. So from around 1.6 it has jumped up to 2.5 centipoise and 0.759 0.77 grams per cc. The idea here is not to dwell too much on the actual values being displayed here, but to just give you an idea about how easy it is to change the pressure and give you some idea about the responsiveness of the DVM. But when you're doing the actual measurement, you should be dwelling on that pressure and temperature for a lot longer so that you get quite stable values, particularly if you are looking at getting extremely accurate values. So now we'll go back to the pressure gauge and watch it as we increase it to the next step, which is about 1250 centipoise. This is approximately 18,000 psi. We'll go and check the sensor readings. It's increasing. We expect the value to be over 4 centipoise and density around the 0.78 grams per cc level, depending on the temperature and stuff. So this shows in short how you can hook up the DVM and change the pressures and get these values reflected. In your setup, we likely expect that these will be, the pumps and the temperature will be monitored and controlled automatically. The DVM electronics, as you can see here, does give the temperature reading of the fluid, density and viscosity, and generally you'll have an external pressure gauge either from a pump or in this case from one mounted on the flow line that is showing you the pressure. Now we'll drop the pressure back to 200 centipoise, and that should show what kind of values we should go back to what we started off with. As we see, it is going back to its original value, which was around 1.6, below 1.6 centipoise, and going back to the lower density at 200 bars. This culminates this segment, which shows the DVM hooked to a syringe pump, which is used to change the pressure of the endodecane in the DVM.